Needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her. Mm-hmm. I know what it's like to be hated. Mm. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated because of my color.
Yeah. Now, what I would love Caitlin to do is get up one time and then just slap the...
Picture this. A legend of the game watches the league's brightest young star get treated like a target instead of a talent. That's exactly what happened, and Cheryl Miller isn't staying quiet about it. Her fiery reaction to Brittney Griner's actions toward Caitlin Clark has the basketball world buzzing. Here's a question for you. Has any young player ever faced the kind of heat Caitlin Clark deals with, game after game? After watching it unfold firsthand, Cheryl Miller says her whole view of the WNBA has shifted. And this is where things get real. Cheryl's been in Caitlin's shoes before. Back in the 80s, she dominated the game so completely that opponents couldn't keep up mentally, so they tried to beat her up physically instead. But Cheryl draws a hard line here. She knows the difference between hard-nosed championship basketball and what she saw happen to Caitlin Clark. In her own words, it was the most cowardly thing she's witnessed on a court in decades. Yeah, you heard that right. If you're enjoying this, drop a like and hit subscribe. Most of you watching haven't yet, and it costs nothing but helps us out a ton. All right, let's get back into it.
Clip. After she made a foul play, Griner appears to mouth something rather controversial. It might be, though we don't know, trash and possibly fucking white girl. Others have suggested it might be trash and fucking whack call. We don't know what she's mouthing, but she seems to, have a mouth on her and not exactly be in the gratitude space. Griner herself hasn't commented. Now, why is that? If you were being accused of making racist statements, I think you'd want to clear that up quickly. You'd race to the cameras and put out a statement on X to say, I said fucking whack call.
Here's how it went down. The moment Cheryl Miller saw the clip of Brittney Griner shoving Caitlin Clark, her reaction was instant, and it wasn't pretty. Even a legend like her could tell this crossed a line, far past anything you'd call fair competition. Now listen to what she said next, because this is where it gets heavy. Cheryl didn't hold back. She said what a lot of fans have already been thinking, but nobody with her kind of status has dared say out loud. Taking a cheap shot at someone when they can't see it coming. That's not defense. That's not toughness. That's something else entirely. She pointed out that her own playing days were considered some of the roughest in basketball history. But even then, the code was simple. If you had a problem with someone, you faced them straight on. You didn't wait for their back to turn. That's exactly what bothered her most about what Griner did. And then things got worse for Griner's image. What really set Cheryl off wasn't just the shove, it was what came after. Instead of owning it, instead of admitting she might have crossed a line, Griner played the victim card. Damned if I do, damned if I don't, she said. That response only made Cheryl angrier. Because here's the thing, real competitors, the legends of this game, they own their mistakes. Even when those mistakes put another player in danger. Watching Griner dodge accountability reminded Cheryl of something else entirely. Players who know, deep down, they can't hang at the top level anymore, so they find other ways to stay relevant. Cruder ways. Cheryl basically called it out for what it was, a player without the skill to compete fairly, leaning on dirty tactics instead. But here's where it gets interesting. Because in the middle of all this criticism, Cheryl also praised Caitlin Clark. She said Clark has that same rare gift she once had, elite basketball IQ, ice in her veins shooting, and the ability to make every teammate around her better. That's special. That's legendary level stuff. But, and this is the part that worries her, instead of Clark being free to just play basketball at the highest level, she has to spend energy watching her back for cheap shots. According to Cheryl, that's exactly the problem. Rather than players stepping up their game to match Clark's talent, some are choosing to target her physically instead. And to Cheryl, that's the lowest form of competition there is. Naturally, this whole thing has set the basketball world on fire. Cheryl even compared it to her own battles with rough, physical play back in her era. But she made one thing very clear. Caitlin Clark, at just 22 years old, is dealing with more pressure and more targeting than most players ever face in an entire career. And she's doing all of it while carrying the entire spotlight of women's basketball on her shoulders.
Laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now, It's like there's large gatherings of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score, like we're there for their entertainment. You are. The whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly, but it was either my performance or some light racism.
Now here's the part that's really blowing up online. What Cheryl Miller had to say about Griner's future in this league. And trust me, you need to hear this one. Cheryl didn't mince words. She said if the WNBA lets players like Griner go after its stars without any consequences, it sends a dangerous message that you don't need to build real skill. You can just play dirty and stay relevant instead. She warned this could actually punish the players who are pushing the league forward, not reward them. She went even further, saying the league is failing the kids watching at home when it doesn't crack down on this stuff. Because young fans shouldn't be learning how to bully the best player on the floor. They should be learning what skill, hard work, and respect for the game actually look like. But here's the part of her statement that really stood out. What she said about Clark's future. Cheryl believes adversity is shaping Caitlin Clark, not breaking her. Every dirty play, every cheap shot, every attempt to rattle her. Cheryl says it's only fueling Clark to answer back the right way, with pure basketball. She even compared it to her own rookie year, when opponents tested her physically just to see if she'd crack under pressure. But she pointed out one key difference. Clark isn't just handling rough play. She's doing it while under a spotlight no WNBA player has ever experienced before, as the face of the entire league. And that's exactly why Cheryl's words carry so much weight here. This isn't just about defending one player. It's about defending what the game is supposed to stand for. In her eyes, Caitlin Clark represents everything basketball should be: skill, vision, class, competitive fire. And in players like Griner, she sees everything that could chip away at that. Cheryl made it plain. The WNBA is standing at a crossroads right now. One path lets underperforming players lean on dirty tactics to stay in the spotlight. The other protects and elevates its best talent, letting stars like Clark push the whole league forward. Whichever path they choose will shape where the league goes from here. So now the real question is this: will the WNBA actually step up and protect Caitlin Clark? Or will they keep looking the other way while players like Griner test the limits? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think Cheryl's being too hard on Griner? Or is she saying exactly what needed to be said? And do you think the league will finally step in? I read every comment, so don't be shy. If you want more real talk on what's actually happening in basketball, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This story is far from over, and the whole basketball world is watching to see what happens next.
Watching Caitlin getting attacked. If the league doesn't step up and protect her, things are going to get ugly real fast.
Something bigger is happening here, and it's impossible to ignore anymore. This story isn't just about one foul, one heated moment, or one clip going viral. It's about something much deeper. The future of women's basketball, the standards this league wants to be known for, and how its brightest stars get treated when every single eye is on them. Let's be honest. Very few athletes in history have walked into a league carrying the kind of pressure Caitlin Clark carries every single night. Millions of fans tune in for every game she plays. Every move she makes gets broken down, replayed, and they're not just going to step aside because a new star walked in. So the real challenge for the WNBA right now is finding that balance. Keeping the competition fierce, physical, and real, without letting it cross into something dangerous or unnecessary. And fans want that balance too. They want intensity. They want real rivalries. They want basketball that means something. But at the same time, they want fairness. They want consistency. They want to know their favorite players are protected while they compete at the highest level. That's exactly why Cheryl Miller's comments hit as hard as they did. This isn't some outsider talking. This is someone who lived through the toughest, most physical era of the game herself. She faced brutal defenders. She played through adversity most players today can't even imagine. So when she speaks up, people listen, because she's not talking about softening the game. She's talking about protecting its integrity, making sure basketball skill stays the headline, not controversy. Now, you don't have to agree with everything Cheryl Miller said. Some people think she nailed it. Others think the reaction is a bit much. But one thing nobody can deny: her words got people talking, and they got the whole basketball world paying attention. So now the debate is everywhere. Should referees be calling games tighter? Should the league be handing out harsher penalties for reckless plays? Or is this just part of playing at the highest level of professional sports? Ask 10 different people, and you'll probably get 10 different answers. Everyone's got an opinion, and honestly, that's part of what makes this moment in the WNBA so interesting right now. But through all of it, one person has stayed remarkably consistent: Caitlin Clark herself. She hasn't let the noise get to her. She hasn't let hard fouls, harsh criticism, or nonstop scrutiny change how she plays the game. She keeps showing up. She keeps competing. She keeps doing exactly what made people fall in love with her game in the first place. And honestly, that's a big reason her fan base keeps growing, because they see someone who refuses to back down, no matter what gets thrown at her. And make no mistake, the WNBA right now is experiencing a level of attention it has never seen before. Arenas that used to have empty seats are now selling out. TV ratings keep climbing. Social media is exploding with new conversations every single day. People who never watched a single WNBA game before are suddenly tuning in, learning the players, learning the storylines, getting hooked. This isn't just about one player or one team anymore. Moments like this one are shaping how the entire league is viewed around the world, which is exactly why what happens next matters so much. As the season rolls forward, every single game is going to carry extra weight. Every game Caitlin Clark plays in is going to be watched under a microscope. Every hard play, every questionable call, every reaction is going to be dissected online within minutes. And whether people like it or not, all of this is becoming part of the story of what might be the most talked about season in the history of the WNBA. So here's where you come in. Do you think Cheryl Miller's comments were spot on? Or do you think this whole situation is being blown out of proportion? Do you believe the league is doing enough to protect its rising stars while still keeping the game physical and competitive? And more than anything, how do you think this all plays out from here for Caitlin Clark, for Brittney Griner, and for the WNBA as a whole? I genuinely want to know what you think, so drop your thoughts down in the comments. This community only works when people share real opinions and have real conversations, so don't hold back. Some of the best takes from these comment sections end up shaping future breakdowns just like this one, so your voice actually matters here. And if you don't want to miss what happens next in this story, because trust me, this is far from over, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. New chapters in this saga are unfolding constantly, and the next one could end up being even bigger than this one. This league is writing history right in front of us, night after night, game after game. Stick around. Stay tuned, share your take in the comments, and we'll see you in the very next breakdown.